It's time for the Coach's Corner Show with your host, Pat Disabato.
Hello and welcome to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I'm your host, Pat Disabato, and we are at Athletex Sports and Orthopedic Physical Therapy, 4004 West 111th Street in Oak Lawn. We've been here a number of times before. There's also a second location, 11140 West 179th Street in Orland Park. We taped at that location a number of years ago. And you know what that means? Our guest tonight's Tom Mulvey, physical therapist, exercise physiologist, and the owner of Athletex. And you know, when Tom opened this place in 1992, the mission was to offer quality rehabilitation that educates the patient from acute onset to their maximal functional level. And he's done that and then some. He's the best in the business, and whether you're a high school student athlete or someone who needs rehabilitation at an advanced age, Tom is the best in the business as well as his staff. So Athletex is top notch, and we love having them on as a sponsor for a number of years now. So, all right, so we're going to talk a bunch of things about rehabilitation and with Tom, and Tom's a wealth of information. So we are going to go to a Beggar's Pizza timeout. Remember, join the Big Cheese loyalty program. Plenty of perks to be had. And folks, you know, with this ongoing COVID situation, listen, man, really try and support your local businesses. You know, they are the lifeblood of every community, especially, you know, the restaurants and, you know, our sponsors here. They are going through a number of things with staff, and it's a lot of obstacles and hurdles to jump, but be patient, be kind, be considerate, and, you know, do all you can to support your local businesses. All right, folks, we come back. Tom Mulvey from Athletex will be our guest. Stay tuned.
We came up with a bunch of clever commercial ideas to entice you into trying Beggar's Pizza. We decided to let the food speak for itself.
Hello, boys. I'm a drop-dead gorgeous pepperoni sausage, hold the vegetables deep dish pizza. Just look at my cheese. Your place or mine. Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletex. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletex, where every patient is treated like a champion.
Hello, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. If you're just joining us, we're at Athletex Sports and Orthopedic Physical Therapy, 4004 West 111th Street in Oak Lawn. And our guest tonight, Tom Mulvey, physical therapist, exercise physiologist, and the owner of Athletex, and a good friend of ours. Tom, good to see you again, my man.
Great to see you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
All right, well, you know, this is friends, fans, just look forward to this show with you, because you are a wealth of information, and you know, who doesn't have some sort of rehabilitation to go through, and you are the expert here, my man. So let's talk some different things here. First off, physical therapy, frequently asked questions, and this is coming to an expert. It's not going to the internet, folks. This is from an expert here. So my son, daughter has pain. Can you give them some exercises?
We get asked this all the time, and you know, we really have good relationships with people, and we want to try to help them in whatever way we can. The problem is that these people don't really realize that just these exercises are going to do what physical therapy does. You have the internet, and you know, that people are going more and more to the internet to get exercises. They're having things demonstrated, and they're using very vague diagnoses with which apply to every problem, which isn't the case. So you know, no one really specifies for them the mechanism of injury, what the specific injury is, and this really creates a major problem, especially when it comes to what kind of pain that they have.
Right, I'm sure you get asked that question. What is pain?
And that's the thing in which this all originates from. What is the specific type of pain that they're having? Pain is the body's way of telling us that there's something wrong. It can result from disease, trauma, repetitive motion, improper movement, improper mechanics. So the type of pain that we're addressing is important, and that's what we're thinking about when this person asks us for exercises.
Yeah, because there are different types of pain.
Yes.
Right?
So you have acute pain, which is usually the kind of early onset of pain, and in and of itself it can be very, very taxing and demanding to the person, because especially if this is an athlete, they just want to know when they're going to be able to get back.
Yep.
We have subacute pain, which is kind of somewhere in the middle. It's not new, it's kind of lingering, it's kind of been a problem, but it's still not significant, and therefore that's the nagging problem with which those people seek out some kind of treatment. And then finally we have the chronic pain, which is pain that lingers for a longer period of time, and that's the cases in which either therapy is going to help, or those people may inevitably have some type of a procedure.
What is non-receptive pain?
So pain that is usually due to trauma in soft tissue, muscle, ligament, is called nosoceptive pain, and that's it can be bone. It's usually kind of a sharp, stabbing pain. Can be even like an aching pain. A lot of times these people will describe another characteristic of being night pain, that when they go to sleep at night, they have this discomfort, and again, it keeps them from getting proper sleep. And so that is a different type of pain, and again, we have to process as we're considering the different way of treating the patient. So it can increase with activity, it can increase with sleeping, it can be acute, it can be subacute, it can be chronic, but it's a specific type of categorized pain that goes with soft tissue and organs or different structures in the body.
Is it different from neurogenic pain?
Yes, so neurogenic pain is more nerve pain. These people, the pain is more of a stabbing pain, burning pain, prickly, might have pins and needles. It can result from a nerve stretch. It can result from just a pinching of a nerve. And again, these problems can be more acute, kind of, newly irritating, or also can be something that's kind of lingered and become more of a chronic situation. So these two usually are kind of two distinct categories in and of themselves.
Okay. What about a third category?
So there's a category that really doesn't fall into those two other specific categories, and this category usually involves syndromes such as fibromyalgia or complex regional pain syndrome, or different types of neuropathies. All of these three categories can have some influence on each other. For instance, the neurogenic pain can cause you to have protective pain and discomfort in the muscles that are around the area. So it's very important that as we start to consider exercises for somebody, we're really categorizing and thinking about the type of pain that this person is presenting with.
So therefore, when people ask for some exercises to treat their pain, they really do not realize what they're asking.
No, and we understand that, but sometimes it's just appears to be more simplistic than it actually is. They want a kind of a quick fix. They look at things and they think that they're relatively simple. They can handle them on their own if they just have some, kind of structure. And, our problem is that unless we know what the specific problem is and what kind of pain and what level of pain that they're feeling, it's very difficult to just give them exercises to go home and utilize.
Okay. All right, folks, we are going to take a break. Alicia Thomas Salon Timeout. Remember, 3 locations, Mokina, Tinley Park, Orland Park. We come back, more with Tom Mulvey from Athletex. Stay tuned.
At Lisa Thomas Salon, we think loving yourself and your selfie starts with the perfect stylist. That's why we've assembled an amazing team, each with a unique passion for beauty, providing the perfect combination of innovation and experience. Then adding just a little bit of fun. For hair, skin, nails, and makeup, no one does beautiful like Lisa Thomas. Because life's too exciting to settle for the same old thing. Schedule today at Lisa Thomas Salon, a Redken Elite partner with 3 area locations.
Bob's Auto Body and Repair in Blue Island has been prospering since 1968 when Robert Warniak Sr. opened a business. Bob's goal? To go above and beyond to satisfy their customers. Whether it's a small ding or a major collision repair, Bob's has a trained technician and state-of-the-art equipment to meet the high standards their customers expect and that Bob's demands. Bob's also offers complete mechanical services for your automobile, from an oil change to brake repairs. Mention this ad, Bob's will detail your car for free with any auto body work or give you a free oil change with any mechanical work. Bob's Auto Body and Repair, Blue Island.
If you're suffering from physical pain, nothing else matters. The one thing that should is Midwest Orthopedic Consultants, because experience never mattered more. Serving the community for 25 years with over 90 years of combined orthopedic experience, our fellowship-trained surgeons provide individualized care to those suffering from orthopedic pain. We deliver comprehensive care from diagnostic to surgical to rehabilitative services, all under one roof in each of our locations. Midwest Orthopedic Consultants, bringing university-level orthopedic care close to home.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. If you're just joining us, we are at Athletex Sports and Orthopedic Physical Therapy, 4004 West 111th Street in Oak Lawn. Second location in Orland Park, 11140 West 179th Street. Our guest, Tom Mulvey, physical therapist, exercise physiologist, and the owner of Athletex. And Tom, if you've been an athlete at some point in your life, you've heard the term no pain, no gain, correct?
Absolutely.
And not, that's kind of a macho thing. What is that phrase?
So I think, when it comes to, when you're training and you're practicing and all those things, I think it's just kind of a phrase that has stuck with trying to encourage people to do a little bit more. The problem is when you go into rehabilitation, that phrase doesn't necessarily apply. And as we're talking about now different types of pain and how the physical therapists have to perceive and process with this person what's going on, it doesn't apply. And it's important that people understand that because they're trying to get better, the pain is not necessarily indicative of somebody that's improving or building. And a lot of times it's a sign of irritation, aggravation, and can be prolonging the inevitable return to function.
So give us a couple examples, Tom.
So let's say, again, the parent comes to us and has a son that's a baseball player. And this is quite common. Pain, baseball player, my son's a thrower, he's experiencing some pain. I think if you just gave him some exercises, he'd be pretty good. Yeah. And so when we think about what we just briefly described today, we say that we need to look in a little bit, to dive in a little deeper here and see what's provoking his pain, what causes his pain, what type of pain does he have. So we look to see, we ask some questions if we have the opportunity. Has he done anything different? Is he throwing a few more innings? Does he have a new pitching coach? Has he changed an arm angle? A lot of people that look at pitchers really don't realize how significant and how consistent the arm angle is. But if he changes the angle of his elbow, it has a significant impact on the shoulder. If he drops down from being a overhead three-quarter, drops down to a sidearm, that's indicative of something going on in the shoulder that most people may not really be thinking about. So what we want to know is, has he changed something that could have provoked his pain? So then we ask the questions of, how long has he had the pain? Is it acute? Is it chronic? And then if we have the opportunity, we can start to examine the situation. And by examining it then, we can classify the kind of pain. We can look at to see if, is it posturally related? A lot of these young players, young people, have a tendency to have like internet posture now, that is
video games
or whatever. but all of that has an impact on positional placement of their extremities and their head and neck. So what we want to do is we want to go through an evaluation to see not only posture, examine their motion, see if we can find the motion that provokes the pain. We want to be able to look at their range of motion, look at their strength, and then perhaps look at functional mobility to see if there's specific movement that there's provocation. Most important thing is to be able to then zero in on the shoulder itself and see if we can isolate what structures are giving them the problem, what is provoking their pain. Now we can start to process as to whether or not it's appropriate for them to have exercises to bring home.
Okay. Well, let's say someone walks into athletics, let's say a parent has a son or a daughter who is a runner and has some knee pain, and she's been doing the exercises off the internet. She's also been rolling, Tom, I guess the term rolling the knee area on a ball and a foam roller, but the pain remains. They would just like some exercises.
Right. So again, similar situation. Now you just say, and the thing is, these are typically very, very active people, so they don't know, they don't think that some type of pathology is necessarily going to affect them. But you look at again to see. You want to again classify the type of pain that they have, and as we start to look at the specific type of pain, we can then determine again, is there anything that's happening that they're changing? Has she increased mileage? Has she changed shoes? Is she now doing something that in training can be more provoking than she has typically been doing? And then how long has she had the pain?
Yep.
Then important would be to examine, look at posture, look at her gait, look at how she walks, look at how she runs, and to see and examine what different things occur functionally, but more importantly then be able to go in and feel around the structures to see what can be giving her pain.
Okay. All right, folks, we are going to go to, coincidentally, in athletics, timeout. When we return, one more segment with Tom Mulvey. Stay tuned. Athletic Sports and Orthopedic Physical Therapy is a 2,200 square foot facility that includes the latest in rehabilitation equipment, including the HydroTrack underwater treadmill. All therapists at Athletex are experienced and offer hands-on treatment for patients that require such therapy. Whether it's your feet, ankles, knees, hips, lower back, shoulders, elbows, wrists, neck or jaw, Athletex is here to help. We at Athletex understand you as a patient have the right to choose where you receive treatment. Ask your physician if Athletex, with locations in Oak Lawn and Orland Park, is right for you. Whether you're in the mood for a Chicago-style hot dog, Italian beef sandwich, Philly cheesesteak, or charbroiled cheeseburger, Joey's Red Hots has you covered. In the mood for something lighter, Joey's Salads promises to hit the spot. Looking to cool off on a hot day or after a workout? Joey's refreshing homemade Italian ice will satisfy. Come check out Joey's Red Hots at 17400 Wolf Road in Orland Park or at 115th Street and Western Avenue in the Beverly community, where they're open until 5 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. No matter which location you visit, Joey's Red Hots promises to provide exceptional tasting food at an affordable price.
Now you can buy a car from the comfort and safety of your home. Introducing South Oak Jeep Dodge Ram Chrysler's online shopper, the most convenient way to buy a car online. To begin, start by selecting your vehicle. You'll see the Buy From Home button on every vehicle description page. Use the Explore Payment Options tool to customize your payment. Choose between lease, finance, or cash. Whatever works best for you. Have a trade-in? Get an instant value with your vehicle along with a transparent report so you know you're getting a great deal. To confirm your custom payment, simply fill out our quick credit application. And best of all, you can schedule a day and time to pick up your vehicle. Or we'll deliver it right to you. A South Oak representative will be there to chat with you throughout the entire process. We will walk you through step by step. Buying a car has never been easier. Visit southoak.com today.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. We are at Athletex, 4004 West 111th Street in Oak Lawn, another location in Orland Park. Tom Mulvey, owner of Athletex, is our guest, the best in the business. All right, Tom, let's say a guy walks into Athletex with posterior heel pain. All right. Can his step length, whether he alters it, does that result in increased pain?
So it can, and that's a very great question, because when you have pain, one of the things that, as we're processing, and we talked about processing what types of pain that are occurring and trying to figure out how is it related to repetitive motion, is it what type of movement. One of the things that you think about is what have they changed, and if as a runner, let's say, if this person has now changed his step length a little bit, just tried to have a longer length, the longer that length, the more compression that can be placed on joints. So yeah, that would be one thing that we would look at to say, okay, what have you changed? We would, again, look at the kind of movement that they would describe in regards to causing their pain. In regards to the heel, is weight bearing an issue, or is it sometimes it's painful when they're when they get off their feet and they're in sitting, that the pain becomes greater. But again, we would look to classify what type of pain it is, and then start to take them through an exam. A lot of times these people will come to us and say, well, Tom, if you just give me some stretches, I think that pain is going to go away. And we want to see what the range of motion is like. We want to see then what their strength is like. Do those movements provoke pain? Then we want to go in and feel structure. We want to see if they can put our finger right on the specific tissues that are causing pain. Now we then can kind of put this together and say, okay, this is where it's occurring. What can we do to adapt so that we can reduce the load that are on these structures, and then we can look to either treat or give them some exercises that they can start. But again, the sheet of exercises that these people want is really not physical therapy.
Yep. And what about heat and cold to address pain?
So again, that is a question we were asked all the time. This person uses cold, why do you use heat? Dr. Gabe Merkin was the person that put RICE together, and back in 2015. He said that, he was wrong. He said, he used to say rest, ice, compression, elevation was the answer. He said ice isn't the answer, except in the first 24 to 48 hours of an injury, but or for the relief of pain, because it is an analgesic. But he said that warmth, movement, some compression, some elevation, easy exercise instead of rest was what he went to. And so now, he believed that we want the inflammatory processes to occur, that there are cells and there are proteins that are released during the inflammatory process that help to provoke the healing, and also that the use of excessive cold can slow down the nerve conduction that occurs within an athlete, and actually slow down, reduce strength, and reduce their skill ability briefly, because of the nature of the effect of cold. So it brings into question, do we need to ice when people come out of a game, or do we need to, if they have no pain, just allow them to experience the warmth and get back into the game?
Yeah. Boy, a wealth of information, Tom. I wish I had you around, 30 years ago when I was going through my elbow, injuries back in the day, man. I mean, it's crazy. The heat, the cold, icing, it's so relatable. And, as an athlete, when you're injured, you're talking arm angles, you're always doing something to adjust to try and alleviate the pain and the discomfort, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's everything you touched on, and it's so relatable to all our viewers that are watching. So, all right, Tom, thank you again, my man. Thanks for the continued support. You are the best in the business, man. And all right, folks, we're going to go to a Labriola Bakery Cafe timeout, 2 locations, Chicago and Oak Brook. When we come back, players in the week, and if we have a little time, we'll touch on a high and tight. Stay tuned.
Looking for a unique dining experience with incredible food? Then check out Labriola Bakery Cafe. Opened by Rich Labriola, Chicago's premier artisan baker, you know they'll have great bread, but you won't believe the rest of their menu. Wood-fired Neapolitan pizzas, fresh pasta, and their world-famous Richie Burger. There's also homemade gelato and, of course, their famous bread. Labriola Bakery Cafe and Neapolitan Pizzeria, conveniently located in the Oakbrook Promenade.
At Lisa Thomas Salon, we think loving yourself and your selfie starts with the perfect stylist. That's why we've assembled an amazing team, each with a unique passion for beauty, providing the perfect combination of innovation and experience. Then adding just a little bit of fun. For hair, skin, nails, and makeup, no one does beautiful like Lisa Thomas. Because life's too exciting to settle for the same old thing. Schedule today at Lisa Thomas Salon, a Redken Elite partner with 3 area locations.
We came up with a bunch of clever commercial ideas to entice you into trying Beggar's Pizza. We decided to let the food speak for itself.
I'm a half sausage for you and your husband and a half just cheese for the kids, who never seem to stop moving. Go ahead and take the night off, Mom. I got you covered. Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I'd like to thank Tom Mulvey, physical therapist, exercise physiologist, owner of Athletex, Sports and Orthopedic Physical Therapy, for being our guest tonight. All right, folks, players of the week. Labriola Bakery Cafe Golden Baguette Player of the Week. We're going to hook up Oak Forest Robbie Avila. He's only averaging 24 points, 12 rebounds, and Oak Forest is having a tremendous season. Last I looked, I think they were 11-3, so we're going to hook up Robbie with a nice $25 gift card, compliments of Labriola Bakery Cafe in Chicago and Oakbrook. And the Lisa Thomas Salon Player of the Week, Kira Hunt, scored 51 points in 4 games to earn MVP honors to lead Linkaway Central to the Sandberg Holiday Tournament Championship. So we're going to hook up Kira with a nice gift card and some product from Lisa Thomas Salon, 3 locations, Mokina, Tinley Park, and Orland Park. All right, folks, hope you enjoyed the show. Have a great week. Get out to some games. We'll see you next week.